put some wheelie bars on the RTS CUDA here.
I'll support the back. I'm gonna get Eddie's guy to read.
It's Muscle Car Corvette Nationals. It's about 8:30 on Saturday morning, and we're gonna open the doors soon. The show floor came out fantastic. And this is what you see when you first walk in, which will be in about 4 seconds in this video. I'll give you a tour of my favorite cars of the show. Several hours later, I'm gonna give you a tour of my favorite cars of the shows. When you walk into the Muscle Car and Corvette Nationals, this is the first thing you see. Every year, my dad does a different brand as the red carpet front row. This thing is absolutely incredible. I was trying to Google and find last night, but I didn't know what the chassis number was, so I couldn't find anything. But now that I know it's CX2154, I can do some reading on it. It's just an absolutely immaculate car and fits me perfectly. This is Colin Comer's Cheetah. This thing is also super cool, super tiny. You saw it in the last video, but love it. If you've watched my channel before, you know I'm not a big Corvette guy, but I mean, this is a pretty incredible lineup. So we've got Sebring 62 Corvette right here. We've got Briggs Cunningham 60 Corvette race car and a 62 Le Mans Corvette. 68 Cornet RT Hemi 4-speed. Wicked blue with a blue interior. Still the absolute best color combo. What's crazy about this display is that the same guy owns all 4 of these cars. So you've got 2 Yanko SC 427s, a Copo, and a Z28. I think he actually has a 5th one here too. I can't remember though, but just great color. Hemi too. Automatic. Triple black AAR 4-speed. Lance Miller's Celine S7. Funny story, I guess not funny, kind of a bummer story on this. He has a buddy that had one that needed a windshield, so they pulled the windshield out of this car and he shipped it to him. It got broken shipping. I guess they figured out they sourced a replacement, but they couldn't get it in time for the show, but we still wanted it. We present one and only Bluetooth windshield Celine S7. So Color Me Gone is actually a race team out of Metro Detroit, and when I was a kid, my dad somehow connected with Roger Lindemuth, the Color Me Gone driver, and for a while we sponsored their modern race car. My dad's store did. This reminds me of the twin turbo one that's on Power Tour every year, but it is not that car. It's really clean build. How wild is this? So 73 Roadrunner GTX factory sunroof and 73 Charger with a factory sunroof. Such a cool setup. Oh, 440 as well. Like absolute, gotta be a track monster. Drives great, sounds awesome. Really cool car. Appears to be Survivor 68 Cornet. B3 blue interior. Oh, RT. Black Hemi Roadrunner is cool too. This looks a lot like Dave Dudek's car. GS Riviera is pretty sweet. GS convertible. Fantastic color. So we saw this car on Woodward actually. I love this. Very cool build. I'm sure I'm going to do a horrible job explaining this or describing this, but in 1967, American Motors built the Rambler American Rogue, which is a 343 Rambler American. I guess they're super rare. I've only ever seen one prior to this show. I think we've got 4 here, 3. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in fact. Wow. And then 2 SC Ramblers, and we've got a 3rd one in barn finds. Not only is this a beautiful car, 66 El Camino, it's a 396 4-speed. Not to be outdone, there's another 396 El Camino. I don't know if this one's a 4-speed or not. I didn't look inside. Let's go check it out. This one's a 67, but yeah, 4-speed, 396 L34. Very cool car. Gorgeous paint too. 66 Fairlane 427 R code. Beautiful car. .428 Cobra Jet Montego, 1 of 11, 394 barrel, 69 Cyclone GT, Q code Cobra Fairlane, 69 obviously, 69 Cyclone Spoiler 2, 69 Talladega. Tom Bailey's is over there too, very cool car. Another 69 Talladega. Another 69 Talladega. Stumped me on this. I don't know what this is. Oh, 68 and a half Torino GT 428 Cobra Jet 1 of 1. Black, red interior. That's crazy. 428 with a column shift auto. 70 Torino Super Cobra Jet. Oh yeah, factory sunroof. 69 Cougar XR7 428 4-speed sunroof. What a wild car. Again, blue interior, that's the combo. I love this color combination. This car's got a 70 W31 aluminum motor in it, experimental, like factory experimental block. Pretty cool car. This is a pretty cool display, so I'll run you from the wrong end. It's called the evolution of the Charger, so we're gonna go the de-evolution of the Charger since we're starting in 1973. But I wanted to start at this car because it's cool. Triple white 73 Charger with factory sunroof. We did see this car at Mopar Nationals. In fact, that might be where my dad invited it. I don't know that to be a fact, but incredibly cool car. Hemi. Oh, I guess they are not in chronological order, so. Real petty cars right here. Ooh, I just noticed this is Bill Wozner's 6-pack car. Black with a tan interior, 4-speed too. Ooh, and a red stripe. I don't know this to be for certain, but I'm pretty sure that this was our first 1,000-point car a few years ago. Every year the Pure Stock Muscle Car Drag Race crew sets up a display full of race cars, and this is that display. So these guys come in as race trim, so you'll notice they're all still lettered up from this year's race. If you haven't, go check out, I've got a ton of shorts from 2022 and 2023, as well as videos from the last several years of the race. Very fun time. If you've never been to Pure Stock Muscle Car Drag Race, check it out. Such a cool event. Sadly, I have no video of this car racing because my buddy David Hakeem broke it in qualifying. It's another great example. I had no idea these two cars were here, but both very cool.
I like the black and white.
446 4-speed. Tim Costello from Mopar Collector's Guide just told me the reason why I didn't notice those cars before is because they were unveilings, so that makes sense. I don't know anything about 67 Pontiacs other than I think that they're super cool looking cars, and we have a bunch of them. So some race cars there, down right up to the stock ones. It's our buddy Murray Pfaff's, and he put together this whole display of pro touring cars. So one thing about Muscle Car and Corvette Nationals, maybe we get a bad rap that it's just original or just stock cars. That's not true. And it's not just factory race cars either. There's like the pro touring section, we have some street cars, there's driver quality cars, there's something for everybody here. I saw this car on YouTube last night, Tom Bailey's Talladega, real Talladega with a 1,000 horsepower, I think he said, Coyote. I know what you're thinking. Why is there a E30 M3 here? Well, it is LS swapped with a T56. This thing absolutely rules. I love the style of the build. Just so over the top, such a cool car. And the in between the legs cup holders, for sure an idea we're stealing for Dump Truck Hornet. Triple black El Camino LS5 SS454. Very neat. Talking with my dad about this car, I don't know that I've ever seen a Winchester Gray Mopar B-body. Tom Lembeck has the Cuda. This is a really neat vehicle. 6-pack, 4-speed, stripe delete. 70 Super B. Neat car. Not a real LO23, but very cool. So this is Steve Atwell's summer driver. Hemi 4-speed, 68 Roadrunner. Such an unusual color too, I love it. When I say things like that, like this is an unusual color, it's not that the color is odd, it's that the color for the car is odd. And this is a great example of that. So 69 Roadrunner in spring green is, I mean, obviously it's uncommon, but normally when you see this car, it would be a lift-off hood M-Code 6-pack car. This is not. This is a Hemi RTSE. Real Hemi car too, by the way. This is another one. It's got to be one of one, right? Sublime factory yellow stripe, 446 automatic. This car I checked out quite a bit yesterday. Gorgeous setup and such a odd smattering of options. So it's a 440 Cuda convertible with air conditioning. Real V-Code 6-pack car, 6-barrel car. Maybe I'll get a lot of hate for this, but I will tell you my opinion. These tires ruin this car. This car is fantastic chin spoilers, super cool. Not only are the tires dirty, but they're ugly as hell. I wish it had smaller polyglass, or even just a solid black wall tire would look better, but whatever. Not my car, so it doesn't really matter what the hell I think, as long as the guy that owns it likes it. It's a very neatly optioned vehicle. Demon, beautiful. 4-speed too. This is a really nice restoration. Really clean Pro Touring build. Another thing about me, I guess not that anybody really cares, I'm not big on non-factory colors or painted bumpers that were previously chrome. But this is a really pretty car. I like it. I think I'd like it a lot more if it was like B5 blue or silver or something, but still, gorgeous car. Really neat. Huh, look at that. If you're not a Mopar guy, sorry. We're out of Mopar Alley, so you can see some Chevys and other stuff too. Gorgeous Pro Touring Camaro. The paint on this thing, I wish you could see it in person. It's just miles deep. .719 horsepower LS7, 14-inch brakes. All right, this is a top 10 contender for me. 61 413 Savoy. Gorgeous black paint. Really cool copper interior. Push button trans car. With period correct cheater slicks. Doesn't get a whole lot cooler than that. License plate says Ram 413, so I'm thinking it's probably got a long ram. Love this car as well. Long ram in this, so neat. Four-door. This car is absolutely nuts. So 61 4-door, okay, long ram. 4-speed. And look at this interior color. Brian Brutt was just telling me that this car was restored in the 90s and the guy drives it all the time. It's like gorgeous. This car, they're doing the lettering at the show, like live. Bonneville record holder R3. This is the original body buck from the Studebaker Museum. Cool story about this car. It is the first 446 CUDA produced. The VIN is 1, I believe, prior to the RTS, the Rapid Transit System CUDA. Really neat car. This thing sounds fierce. Open headers, but wild car. Everybody thinks I'm crazy when I say this is my ultimate dream car, but as you know, if you watch the channel, when I was a kid, my dad had a 1969 B5 Blue GTX. Blue with a blue interior, and that is what this car is. This car, though, is a Hemi, and not just a Hemi, but also a 4-speed. It's for sale, and I was talking to my wife about it. The kids, they really want to go to college, get scholarships, right? They're smart, but yeah, I was overruled, so I'm kind of just blasting past the barn find stuff. Not that it's not cool. I think these cars are awesome and they're the highlight of the show, but this is also like the most covered part of the show. So if you want to see the barn finds, go check out Ryan Brutt's videos because he does a much better job of explaining exactly what's going on with each one. So the Mopars 5150 guys brought a ton of cars and they're all incredible. Six-pack Superbird, Boss 9 Mustang. They tried to put the motor in the parking lot. They picked it up on their way here, but sadly they didn't have the motor plate. It has the mounts but not the plate, so they couldn't get it in the car, had to stay on the stand. Hemi Corvette RT. 68 Shelby Mustang GT500, and this thing is nuts. Dave Weiss confirmed, now documented 1969 pink Dodge Super Bee. Panther Pink didn't come out until 1970. This is, to my knowledge, the only known pink 1969 Mopar. It's not Panther Pink, so this is from a 70, and it's super faded and weathered, but Survivor Hemi GTX. Oh, and a Hemi Roadrunner too. Wow. GT350. Oh, this is Mopar's 5152. So they aren't just Mopar guys. Got a couple of Fords here. One of the most nerve-wracking experiences of my life was backing this thing out of the Reliable truck. You'll notice 61 Starliner has no side view mirrors. You'll also notice, especially if you watch the video, it's 4-speed. Runs great, sounds awesome, is massive. I could sleep in this trunk comfortably. So imagine backing this out of the semi, second story. '61 Ventura, 8-lug wheels. This 63 Bonneville wagon is really neat. Cool color combo, white red interior. What makes it especially special is that it's a 421. The roof rack is just incredible too. Our buddy Edge Slasher's beautiful 69 Chevelle. And if I was giving an award out for coolest tire, it would be this. So you got the drag radial with red line. Another really neat car. Four-door. Excellent. Love this. Obviously, the Muscle Car and Corvette Nationals Dodge Street Van Go-Kart that you saw at Mopar Nationals and Woodward Dream Cruise. I'd say for a fact this is the most Ford GTs I've seen together. This was on Power Tour with us. Actually at a few of the same hotels, we saw it quite a bit. Love it. Sounds wicked. Workhorse 5, so I was like a test mule. This was the prototype number 1. Larry Waveneth's Carbon Series Liquid Grade 2019 Ford GT. This is a really neat car. So this is a Superformance, so not a real 65, but built to look just perfect. Like every detail is pretty dialed in too. Love it. Ram Air 2, Ram Air 4, ZL1, another Ram Air 2, L89, 396, really cool.